what's up, everyone? It's Dr. Glenn Vo, and I am super excited to have Brenda with us. We know who she is. If you've been in dentistry for a while, you know her. She's in the consulting world, but she's also a huge part of Support DDS. Brenda, how's it going?
It's great. Thanks so much for having me once again. I just love reaching your total Nifty Thrifty community. It's always a good day.
Well, and I'm excited to actually get you on here tonight because you are a busy lady. I mean, obviously, she's consulting with a lot of dentists all across the country, but also working with Support DDS, making sure that their team is actually providing the things that we need in our dental practices. But before I go any further, I'm gonna put you on the spot, Brenda. I'm gonna put you on the spot here, and that is talk about your background. Again, I've already said that you've been working with dentists across the country for a long time, but talk about your background and talk about how you started working with Support DDS, and then what the heck is Support DDS? Okay, so let's talk about your background, how you started working with them, and what is Support DDS?
Well, thanks. I've been in dentistry about 30 years now. It's hard to believe that it goes back that far, but
so you've been working since you've been like 5 years old then.
That's yep. Okay. I love that theory. That sounds good. And for about the last 10, I've kind of held a lot of different positions in the dental realm. But for about the last 10, I've been a dental consultant. And I was referring all of my clients to Support DDS because they were not happy with the other outsourcing companies that were available. They were either really hard to work with, or their bills were fluctuating. There was just so many different things that I thought we've got to find an alternative. And I found Support DDS, started referring to them, and was referring so many people to them that they finally said, why don't you just come work for us? So now I work for Support DDS full time, couldn't be happier. It's a wonderful place to be. And we're just providing all of these amazing opportunities for dental offices across the country to get the help that they desperately need. And it's just such a great opportunity for me to work here, but also for the dental offices that work with Support DDS.
And there's so many Nifty members that have used Support DDS that actually love Support DDS, really help their practice. So let's kind of dive a little further into what Support DDS does, because again, we have so many new members that join all the time. They're probably not sure what Support DDS is. Talk about that briefly. Let's talk about what is Support DDS exactly, and what are some of the things that Support DDS does to help dental practices?
Okay, well, first of all, I want to just debunk a myth. We are not outsourcing. We are not really insourcing. What we are doing is we're providing dental offices with a full-time dedicated team member, works 40 hours a week, whatever hours you want for your practice, doing whatever it is that you want. So it's not a service. It's not like, hey, hire us for recare, or hey, hire us for billing. It's, hey, I have this amazing team member that can work for you doing whatever you need them to do, the hours that you want them to do it, and it's going to be a flat fee. So that's what we do, is we find this super intelligent, dedicated team member to you to do whatever it is that maybe your team doesn't have time to do.
And I think that is so important. I'm so glad that you started with that, because there's a lot of services out there. There's some really good services that you outsource, and they do certain tasks for you. But I love the fact that you just said, hey, we actually are getting a team member for you. That's the key right there. Team member that works with your practice, that is part of your team. They just happen to work virtually. They're there to help your existing team. And I think that that's super important, because again, people may think, well, okay, if I outsource it and I have Joan who's helping me, is she helping me the whole time? Is Julie going to be jumping in there and I have to train her? But what you're saying is this is a dedicated team member, whether it's Julie, Joan, Jill, whoever it is, it's your team member, and they work just with your practice. Is that what you're saying there?
That's exactly what we're saying. And you know why it works so well is when you hire another company to do something like this, an outsourcing company, they're going to do it their way. They're going to say, here's the form we use, here's the systems that we use, here's how we do it. And what we say is, this team member is yours. How do you want them to do it?
Yeah.
And if you don't know, by all means, you can reach out to me and I can help. But what we really want to do is just say, hey, your form, no problem. You want us to call on 45 codes? No problem. It's still going to be that flat fee because it's 40 hours a week with our team member doing whatever it is that you want them to do.
And I absolutely love that. And I think that that's super important for people to realize that, again, Support DDS offers an amazing service. But if you're looking for something in particular, there's other vendors out there. But if you're looking for a dedicated team member that literally that everyone on your team can get to know, can reach out, right? And they only work with you, this is a great solution. Okay, so Brenda, let's I know that Support DDS, you guys like revamped your website and it's very easy to use. Let's go ahead and take a look at that and let's kind of go dive a little further in about what you guys do.
Of course. Well, if anybody's interested, they can message me on LinkedIn. They can reach out to me on Facebook. Yeah. They can just do any way to reach out to me, or they can go directly to the website. And the first thing that pops up here is, guess what? We don't have contracts. There's no worries.
That is huge. And the fact that you guys are, look, I mean, so for people who are not sure about Support DDS, I mean, look, you get a free ebook right there, right? Free ebook, just put your info in there. And again, Brenda and also JW, who is like one of the founders of the company, he's in our Facebook group. Reach out to them, but reach out to Brenda because again, someone who has this much consulting experience, she understands what we face in our practices, right? And so again, reach out to her, whether it's Support DDS or advice at all, reach out to Brenda because she's a wealth of information. Okay, so we're on the site here, and the big thing that I see here is I see all these things that the virtual assistant can help in our practice. So let's talk about these things again, and help us the way we want to do those things. That's what I love so much. So, most people are thinking, okay, this team member is working virtually. Okay, well, what if their internet doesn't work? Are they working from home and they're distracted? Is things secure? Let's address those things because again, when we're thinking about virtual assistants, those are things that we got to be careful about. So Brenda, let's address those things. What about their internet? Do they have a decent computer? Are they using their own computer? How secure is that? And will they be distracted?
Oh, absolutely. So, I guess that's another thing that really makes us stand out is our team members come to a secure location in Harare, Zimbabwe. They have this beautiful building that is completely secure, cards to get in, cards to get out, and they work on our computers. Our computers that they work on don't even have USB ports. They're working remotely on your computer. So they are using a secure VPN to get onto your computer, and you can actually watch their every keystroke if you wanted to. The computer's going to sit on someone's desk, and you might as well pay attention a little bit to what they're doing. And they're going to do those tasks that you want them to do, and you can keep tabs on it that way. So we don't have anybody working from home unless there's some sort of sickness or something that happens where they have to. But even if they did that, we make sure that they are connected through a secured VPN, that their electricity, their internet, everything is 100% secure and ready to go. And so that they can produce for you amazing results.
I love that. I love that. And let's go over some of the things, some of the tasks that, and again, what I love about having just like a virtual team member, this is a list of some of the things: insurance verification, patient scheduling, hygiene, recare. This is a list of some of the things that the virtual assistant can do. But again, it's whatever your practice needs. And that's what I love about this service is that it's whatever your practice needs. But let's talk about some of these things that they do here. Is this something, again, people are probably wondering, well, do I have to show them how to verify? Do I have to show them how to do these things? What is the expectation on the client as far as like what the virtual assistant can do?
Well, I love it when people ask me that question because unlike the United States, we have a huge pool of resources for our remote team members. The last class that I taught in Zimbabwe, there was over 1 1,000 applicants, all university educated,
Oh my
that
gosh.
wanted to work at Support DDS. So we narrow it down by giving them testing on the Microsoft products, by giving them verbal testing, by doing in-person interviews. And finally, what we do is we select a small pool of people to go through a week-long dental training program. I flew over to Zimbabwe myself. I taught them how to do insurance verification, recare. I taught them how to do reactivation, confirmation of appointments, basic communication skills, even personality styles.
Wow.
And they have to pass that test at the end of the week. So they have the basic skills. What they won't know is, how do you want it for your practice?
Sure.
So you get to customize their training. And I think that to us, that's a huge asset, because they don't bring any of those bad habits that they might have had from another office. I'm sure, Dr. Vo, you have heard many times, in my last office, and I just want to say, well, if the last office was so good, why are you not still working? Right? So they come with no bad habits. They only have the good habits, and they're ready to do things your way. But yes, they do need to be shown your way. Our most successful clients dedicate some time to getting them trained to their own schedule, to the way they do things, to getting to know the practice. And they really integrate them into their team. Maybe they join via Zoom on their daily huddles. Maybe they have a contact person that they reach out to every day. But the best team members have a really great connection to their offices.
I absolutely love that. And again, like, what I'd like for you to show, Brenda, is if you go to solutions, and if you go to what we provide for dental teams, if you go to the top bar, solutions there.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, the top bar, solutions.
There
and then you go
go
down to, click. Oh,
which one do you want me on?
yeah, what we provide. So under service. So you bring your cursor down to,
It's my computer's just not participating very well here. Glenn, why won't it let me go there?
Oh, here, let me do this. I'm going to share it on my screen.
Okay.
Here. Yeah, I'm going to share on my screen here.
Mine's too jumpy, I guess, today.
Yeah. If you can stop your sharing, I can share on mine.
Of course.
Okay, so again, I'm going to do this, and then and in that way, Brenda can kind of talk about, like, what. Okay, here we go. Okay, you see the Support DDS there?
Yes, Brenda? Absolutely.
So what? Again, I wanted to highlight this here because what you provide for the dental teams, and again, there's so much there. They have their infrastructure, right? It's in a high-rise building, right? So this is not like everyone's working from home. They have their workstations, they have the conference room, there's admin support, there's IT support, there's training, onboarding. Again, I'm highlighting these things because, Brenda, why is this important for someone when they're using a company and they have a team that's working virtually? Why is the infrastructure important? Why is the workstation important? Why is the fact that they have their own IT support, their video conference? Why are all these things here important for your virtual assistant?
Well, we need to set them up for success. That picture up above is actually the building that they work at.
Wait, this building right here.
That building
right
here.
Oh, wow, I did not even know that. Wow.
Yep, we take up 2 floors, and we're in the process of getting 2 more. And when somebody comes directly to us, and they work from our building, we have multiple levels of supervision for them. So the team member has what we call an ARM, an account resource manager, relationship manager, that works directly with your office. And that person has somebody that oversees them. And I actually get to provide a lot of support to them when they're working in the building. I think that sometimes people get distracted when they're working from home. Yeah. They might have a toddler that is vying for attention, or even a dog that needs to go out, doorbell rings, you just lose focus. But when they are in our building, we get a lot more work done. They are more dedicated to you, and we can make sure that everyone is HIPAA compliant and all the measures are being taken to make sure that they're successful. Anything happens, whether the IT goes down on the office side, on the actual dental office side, our IT can jump right in, get that reconnected, and get them moving towards success.
And I think that's really important too, because again, if you guys are wondering, and I've known this because I've worked with Support DDS for a while now, the office is actually in Zimbabwe. So if you were following along, it's in Zimbabwe. But again, it is a high-tech facility, very secure, and it's a great working environment. And again, I can't stress that enough because in Zimbabwe, things are a little bit different than in the States. So again, this offers the team members a secure and safe and comfortable working environment so they can work. Because if they were working from home, internet might not be as good. Things are probably loud where they live, kids, pets, whatever. This allows them to be really focused. And again, we take that for granted because a lot of us probably, we work in our practice, everything's comfortable there, but over there, it's a little bit different. So I wanted to highlight this because maybe people are like a little worried that, oh, okay, it's outsourcing a team member overseas, but everything is secure because the way things are set up at Support DDS.
I think, Dr. Vo, what we get more questions on is once they see this infrastructure and they get to actually read all of this, I think the first question that they ask is, well, am I going to be able to understand them?
Yeah.
And they really, all of our team members, they just have that voice that I would love to have them read me a bedtime story. It's kind of a combination of England and Australia smushed together. And they very clear, they speak the Queen's English. And it's a different type of a remote team member.
Yeah.
These people sound exactly like somebody that's just come to the United States to work with your team. They very rarely get questioned as to, where are you? And if they do, they say, thank you very much for recognizing that accent. Originally, I'm from Zimbabwe, but I'm super excited to be a member of Dr. Vo's dental team.
I love that. Again, whenever they're reaching out to your patients, everyone's always worried about, okay, maybe the accents, or can they understand? Again, we've had team members come on and actually talk, and I actually interviewed them. And again, in our country, right, everyone has different accents, right? I live in Texas. There's a lot of Spanish speakers. There's a lot of different accents there. It is something that's pretty normal now, right? So again, with your team members, as long as they're being courteous and they are actually providing great service, most of your patients are going to be like, oh, okay, they have a new team member. Oh, I like your accent. And that's that, right? And so again, like we've had Support DDS team members come on and you could understand their English. Their English is actually great. So I love that. So, Brenda, let's go over some of the other things. So we talked about how you actually go there and train, and that's really huge because you've been in the dental consulting world for a long time. You train these team members. How does it work whenever, someone signs up with Support DDS, and how do they get paired up? How does that process work?
Gosh, we have a couple different opportunities there. The first thing that I do is I figure out what type of a person do you need? Who's going to fit into your culture? What is it that they're going to be doing task-wise so we can find the right personality for your practice? We can do one or two things. We can put 3 candidates together for you and let you interview them and pick who you think is going to be best for your practice. Or you can say, hey, Brenda, you know what? You've known this dental community a lot longer than I have. Why don't you find the right person for my team? And then I'll do all the interviewing for you and introduce you to this team member that can start. From start to finish, if you tell me, hey, look, I'm interested in getting a new team member. This is what I want them to do. This is the personality that I want. You could actually have somebody working within your office in as little as 3 to 5 days.
Oh, wow.
And they're starting with your team.
You understand what's going on in our industry right now, right? Some people came back from COVID. Some people decided to change careers. Some people decided to stay home for a while. But there's a huge issue right now in the dental industry. And actually, there's a huge issue in the service industry in general. They don't have enough staff members. And what happens is it's actually came over and affected us in dentistry as well. Why is it a good idea to start considering Support DDS? Is it again, because with these team members, they're not just going to get up and leave, right? And if they do, what do you guys do when that happens?
Well, I think now's a really good time to talk about what our three wins are.
Yeah.
They really don't get up and walk away, because unofficially Zimbabwe has an 80% unemployment rate,
Oh my
but
gosh.
they are one of the highest educated countries in all of Africa. So there's a lot of people with very high education levels that can't find work in Zimbabwe. And even if they could, they wouldn't be able to find a position that pays them in US dollars, offers health care benefits, and allows them to come to a secure location to work.
Yeah.
So it is a win for this team member that's able to support themselves and their families by coming to work for us. There's people that point at that building and go, I want to work for ZimWorks. And we know that because we had over 1,000 applicants.
Wow.
The second is it's a win for this dental office, because they're not going to leave you for 50 cents more an hour to the dental office across the street. They're going to do things your way, mainly because they don't know any other way. We've taught them how to do things right and how to do it your way. But more importantly, this person, since there's no long-term contracts, this person really has a strong desire to make the office happy. Whatever that looks like, they're going to be dedicated to you, try and do as much as they can to make the office happy. And then our third win is the reason why we do this, the reason why I work here, the reason why the company was founded, is that by every team member that is hired to work in a dental office, we take 51% of our profits and we donate it back to mission work all across the globe. We have a ministry. We support orphanages, clean water wells. We work in Haiti and Africa, and even, pretty much anybody that needs it. What we do is we take that 51%. So we're not about the money, Glenn. And I think that's what's really important. People say, my bill fluctuates, this happens, that happens with other companies. No, we're not about that. We're about creating a job for somebody who wants to work that can't. They just can't find work. Creating some help for the dental office so that they're not being flooded and not drowning in the dental office, and then being able to take what money we make off of that and donate 51% back. I mean, to me, it's a win-win-win.
Yeah.
And everybody understands that. To work for this company, to work with this company, you understand it. And it's a new culture.
And Brenda, I wanted to say that that's actually one of the things that I am so impressed about the company, is the fact that they reinvest and they help these communities over in Africa. Not only are you getting people a job, right? A respectable job that pays well, that's in a safe area, you're also reinvesting the profits to helping their community. And I love that. It's a win-win all the way around. And you said it best when you said this team member is not going to leave for 50 cents more. Right? They become a part of your team, and they want to be, again, you're helping them, they're helping you out, and you don't have to worry about, okay, this person's going to leave, because again, a lot of that's happening right now. Hopefully it's just a little phase we're going through. But I'm going to say this, guys, that every other company, every other industry, they have been outsourcing and having team overseas, right?
Yeah.
Whether you like it, whether you agree with it, is irrelevant. It's happening, and it's going to happen whether you like it or not. Again, I want you to think about also, this team member is going to make your existing team, their lives easier. Again, don't look at it as, okay, well, you're just trying to take some jobs and bring it overseas. You're looking at it the wrong way. Think about your team right now, who's probably working their butts off because you're probably understaffed. No, now they have another team member that's going to make their lives easier. You can actually have a couple of virtual assistants helping and making your existing team, their lives easier. And then again, when we talk about just retaining your team, what better way to retain your team than to make their jobs a little bit easier, right? You make their jobs a little bit easier, you give them the support, they ain't going to leave, okay? They're not going to leave for 50 cents, okay? You make their job hard, they don't feel appreciated, they're going to leave, okay? So again, I just wanted to point those things out. Okay. So Brenda, we gotta address something. This is the big elephant in the room. We gotta address something. This is great. We understand why it works. We understand why we need it. And now people are wondering, how much does it cost? So let's talk about how much it costs to get this. And again, no contracts. Brenda made that very clear. They want to earn your business every month. And I love that philosophy. So how much does it cost to get a virtual assistant in our practice?
Well, it actually works out to be right around $11, $12 an hour, but you don't pay hourly. It's a flat fee of $18.50 a month.
That's amazing, because if you think about it, now I'm down in Texas, so wages are somewhat reasonable. But if you're in California, if you're up in the Northeast, I'm telling you right now, for someone with this skill set, you're going to pay almost double what you just said right there. So again, it's a flat rate. Again, that's easy math, right? They work 40 hours a week. And as far as like the schedule, is it up to us, or do we only get this team member for a certain amount of time?
Well, it's up to you on those 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
We do have a program. It's called the RISE program, where we come in and we evaluate your practice and determine what would work best for you. And one of those areas of evaluation might be looking at your phone logs and see how many phone calls you miss either before your office opens or in the evening. You may determine that, you know what, I really need my phones answered till 6 o'clock at night, till 7 o'clock at night. And that's the beauty of it. You tell us what hours you work, what you want them to work, and we find team members that are willing to work those. We even have some offices that have coverage on the weekends. Wow. So it really is that extra added support, like you said, Glenn. And when I reach out to teams, I say, what does your office not like to do? Yeah. Or what is it that they're not able to do? They don't have the time to do it. And then to me, it's like invaluable. Is this remote team member going to help with the morale of your own existing team? And are they going to be able to create a return on investment in some way, shape, or form? It's almost a no-brainer. $18.50 a month. Dr. Vo, how many people would your remote team member have to bring back into the practice before you saw a return on investment for that $18.50?
Oh man, I mean, you bring one person and it covers everything.
There
Again,
you go.
You bring one person, you answer. And again, I would pose this question is, think about how much you're spending on marketing, because marketing is only one tool. You actually need to pick up your phone. You actually need to follow up. So again, like we had a marketing company on, and they're like, we send them leads and they don't answer the call. They don't follow up. These people are not going to magically appear. And this is what this team member does is, again, your team's working hard. This is not a criticism to our teams. Our teams are working their butts off. But if you're understaffed, or maybe your practice is busy, you need that extra help. And this is where it helps your team. Okay, Brenda. So I'll put you on the spot there. I'm going to continue to put you on the spot because you're so good at handling it. And that is there a Nifty deal? Is there a Nifty deal in our group? I
don't think I'd be on if there wasn't. So we are going to do a fabulous deal till the end of the month.
Okay.
And it's $500 off onboarding. So it's $18.50 a month. Onboarding is $9.25. But if you are a Nifty Thrifty person, you get $500 off that onboarding through the end of the month.
Oh, there you go. I mean, again, guys, you've already been thinking about it. You're already outsourcing. You're outsourcing little bits and pieces of everything, right? Brenda just came on here and just said, hey, look, instead of just outsourcing this little thing, why don't you get another team member that actually can help you with all those little things? Because again, if you're spending the same amount or even double just to get one thing done, imagine if you had a team member who was doing everything else, right? Wouldn't that be you get a better ROI there? I love that. Okay, so again, Brenda's in this group. Reach out to her. You need some questions answered? Ask her. You want to throw out some dental stuff at her? Ask her. Okay. You want to see how this works in a dental practice, how it fits in your practice? Reach out to her, right? Reach out to her. But again, if someone wants to get this deal, Brenda, obviously they can reach out to you there. But where can they go? Obviously, we're at the website. Can they go to the website? And where are the places to go? And what they need to do to get the Nifty deal?
Well, the easiest way to do that is to message me on Facebook. You can send me an email at brenda@supportdds.com, or you can go to the website. If you're even considering it, please sit down with me for 15 minutes and we can talk about where the value is. What is it that we can help? And if you're a really large company and you're like, hey, look, I don't know about this. I might want to establish a call center. I might want this. We can do a RISE evaluation and see where the best fit is for your remote team members, and even tell you how many we think you need. We're here to help you. Like I said, this company is not about the money. It is about helping dentists, helping our team members in Zimbabwe, and giving back. So that's what we're all about.
I love that. And you brought up something interesting, and I want you to bring it up before we log off. And that is, talk about your client base. You guys work with, and I know because I'm in Texas, I'm really close to a lot of clients that you work with. You guys work with really big multi-location DSOs, and you work with small fee-for-service practices. I'm actually bringing this up literally in my same town. I know one of the doctors in Fort Worth. She has a fee-for-service practice. She uses you guys. And up north from my practice, there's a large DSO, because I actually was walking through that DSO and I saw a training session with Support DDS. So I know you guys do those two range. So yeah, so you guys work with really big and really small.
The smallest and the largest. We have some of the large DSOs that have their own room in Zimbabwe, completely filled with remote team members. And we have some tiny, tiny little dental practices that their only business team member is one of our business team members over in Zimbabwe. So the whole spectrum is there. It's really only up to your imagination. Some people use them part-time in their dental office and part-time as their virtual assistant, scheduling their travel, helping with their husband's company. Yeah. Like we said, it doesn't matter what they do during those 40 hours a week. As long as it's ethical, doesn't matter what they do, yeah, they're going to help you.
I absolutely love that. I absolutely love that. Guys, again, she brought up something that is super, and this is coming from a guy that has multiple virtual assistants. Again, look, okay, I'm not suggesting this. I'm not a CPA, but all I'm saying is if they're working for you in your practice and they happen to do some other stuff, it's still legal, right? So again, look at about your own life, right? Look about all the things that you spend time doing. You know, most people, they don't do their own landscaping anymore. When I was a kid, I had to go cut my own lawn, but now I don't do it anymore, right? Most people don't, right? Most people don't do a lot of things, right? Because your time is valuable. Think about all the things that you're doing in your personal life that takes up a lot of time that you could potentially outsource. Look, okay, they can help you in the practice. They can help you at your business at home. You can help in another business. So what Brenda's saying is this is very versatile. If you're using a service, another dental service, that's something specific, they can't help you out at home. They can only help you out in practice. So again, it's all about being smart with your money. Brenda, awesome stuff. Love the fact that you guys are in our community. Love the fact that you're helping so many people out. And again, guys, I want you to understand that working with virtual team members, that's whether you like it or not, it's the future, right? Everyone's moving towards that, right? And again, because of all the things that we're facing in dentistry, not finding enough team members, getting reimbursements lower and all those things, we got to be smarter with our money. We got to be, whether you hate the insurance companies or you hate the whole staffing issues right now, it's irrelevant, right? It is what it is. How are we gonna approach those things? Support DDS is a huge tool that we can use to help our practices. And before we jump off, Brenda, just any last messages to the Nifty Thrifty community?
Well, we love our Nifty Thrifty community. We have many team members that have been employed through Nifty Thrifty. We really appreciate the opportunity to come out there. But I just really want to say, listen, there's a lot of things that are probably slipping through the cracks in your practice. Maybe you don't even know about them. Our team members would love to do the stuff that your team members don't want to do or don't have the time to do it. Highly educated, university educated, actually, dedicated team member that's going to do things your way. And I don't think it gets any better than that. I love my job. I love what we do. But more importantly, I love to read all of the success stories from our clients. It's an amazing opportunity.
I love it. Thank you, Brenda, so much. Thank you, Support DDS, for supporting our group. And guys, reach out to her. She's going to be putting some contact info in the comments later. I'll tag her in on this video as well, and just reach out to her and ask those questions, right? Again, she's worked in the trenches with us. She understands what's going on. And again, Brenda, you're such a resource to us, but also to Support DDS as well. So thank you so much for jumping on.
Thank you so much.
See you guys later. Thank you.